everybody, welcome back to our channel. Today we are talking about having best friends of the opposite sex when you're in relationships. Can it work? Okay, so we have a viewer question and topic. So thank you for your question, viewer. This person sends us great topics, so thank you. You know who you are. Okay. Danielle and Kara. Is it okay to have friends from the opposite sex while you're deeply involved in a relationship while being married? And is it okay to hang with your friend from the opposite sex without your spouse being there with you? So, okay, so I'm pretty clear on this when I'm in a relationship. So I think, generally I don't like it. No. Like, I just, this is all a matter of opinion here. I think that it can lead to some, I mean, like,
asking for trouble.
Yeah, you are, because, okay, so if you're having trouble in your relationship, right? Just, it can be minor or major, it doesn't matter. You're going to go to usually your best friend, normally, you'll at least tell someone, right? And if that best friend, say I'm in a relationship, my best friend is a man. I don't think that my husband is going to be like, this is a great idea. you know, go talk to your best friend about that. No, I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's like you're playing with fire, you know, and just something about it just seems disrespectful.
Yeah.
I think kind of disrespectful or... Yeah, I don't know. Do you think disrespectful?
I mean, I think if your spouse or even your girlfriend, like, 'cause some people don't want to get married, you know what I mean? But they're in long relationships, you know, common law. Let's just use it relationships, in a real relationship. Marriage is something that I've never been. So, but I've been in relationships for a long time, or I've been in relationships where I've really loved someone.
Right.
And so, no, I don't think it's appropriate. And I think that if you know people before you meet me, I can understand that. See, I'm not really an insecure woman in those things.
No.
You know what I mean? I don't get jealous unless you give me a reason. You know what I mean? And to me, I think that your girlfriend at this, you know, which would be me.
Yeah.
Be you. You know what I mean? But your girlfriend is your best friend.
Yeah.
She is your female best friend. If you marry a woman, that is your female best friend.
Right.
You're supposed to be able to tell that person, that woman, any and everything about yourself. And my question is like, if this is such your best friend, then why aren't y'all together?
Right.
Because eventually something's going to transpire that's going to, because men and women
can't really.
I do believe men and women can be friends, but I do think that there's always going to be that underlying thing that happens. And I think if something happens where you like I said, if something happens where we have an argument, and then you're going to go see your best friend, emotions can change into something else.
Like, have you ever seen that movie? You guys ever seen that movie when Harry? I'm sure you have. When Harry Met Sally, he proposed this thought here that men and women can't be friends. Not really, right? Because there's because men are always wondering about. He said because the sex part will always get in the way. So, although you may have a friend, a male friend, like if you're a woman, you have a male friend. He may be just your friend and not actively trying to have sex with you. But if you were to put it out there, they wouldn't say no.
Right.
And so what I think happens is when you have best friends, I mean, people, this is one of those things where people always feel like you're being insecure when you say you don't want your, like, I wouldn't want my husband or boyfriend or whatever to have his woman being a best friend of his. Like, that would bother me. But a lot of people would feel like that's just an insecurity. And I think I'm looking at respect level, because I'm secure with who I am. Yeah. But I don't think he would want me running to my best male friend, whoever that is. I don't know a lot of men that'd be okay with that. Right. Like,
like I told you earlier, I would rather him go to a stripper than go to a woman that he's emotionally involved with. Tied with because someone. Just looking at a woman is, I don't give a damn about
things
that.
Happen, you guys.
You know
things happen.
But emotional contact can really change things.
Well, when things are going, like, when you're having a hard time in a relationship, and this is when we're talking about the really tough times in a relationship, and you go and run to your best friend, and it happens to be a male or, you know, opposite, whatever it is, you know, romantically, you don't have any romantic involvement with them, but there's this thing, and I think it's kind of like a human thing. Yeah. When you're having a hard time in your relationship and you go run to your friend for help, being, you know, a heterosexual relationship, going to your opposite sex, you know, best friend for help. A lot of times to soothe that person, a lot of times there'll be a hug, a pat on the back, you know what I mean? And things can lead. You don't think it, you don't ever think it, but a lot of times things can lead to that. You may call it a weak moment, whatever you want to call it, but I feel like that you're just opening up the gates for something to go wrong. You know what I mean? Like you said, that your husband, boyfriend, whatever, is supposed to be your best friend. So I don't really like the idea of anyone my boyfriend talking about anything about a relationship with other people. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know about yet. You know what I mean? So,
I mean, I wouldn't even want to be the best friend of a guy and meet his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Because I know she would be looking at me all the time like,
It's inappropriate.
It is. It's like, I think it's like one of those things, like staying out, like we were saying earlier, about staying out till 3:00 in the morning when you're married, or if you're in a living type of relationship. It's not that you're not grown up and you can't stay out, but there's nothing to do at 3:00 in the morning. So you need to come home. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. So it's like the same thing here. I'm not even saying you're going to have sex with her. I'm just saying that it's just an inappropriate relationship that's going to cause problems. And do you really want to be in a relationship where you always have to explain this person or get this vibe that there's someone's feeling some sort of way about this?
But especially when your relationship is going through something, because then it's like, oh man, it's all the relationship is a little weak right now. You see what I mean? So it can, just things go wrong. But more than anything, I just think it's inappropriate.
Yeah.
Like, we can go through the whole, it's insecurity and all that, but I'm thinking more of just a respect. And I'm going to respect my significant other when I have one. I'm going to respect him enough to not even go there in that way. There's no way I would go to the person that I'm with and be like, oh, hanging out with my best friend and he's a male. Like, I can't imagine a man being okay with that.
Many won't.
Or if they are saying they're okay with it, I don't think so. I think that they would just be saying it.
Yeah.
I think when it's actually put into action, like when you talk about these things, just like we're talking about it, it's like, oh yeah, no, go do you. You knew them before me, and it's whatever. But I think when you're actually in it, it's like,
yeah. I mean, the one thing
I'm feeling a little weird about this.
I mean, I hate to say that. I do think that relationships take work.
Yeah.
And I think that it's already hard enough being together for a long period of time where you have to reinvent your relationship all the time. The last thing you need is like
outside
something there that's really just making everybody feel uncomfortable. Because believe me, if your significant other is uncomfortable with this person, you will to be too.
Yeah.
Right?
100%.
Because you're going to have to deal with the emotional part of what that is. You know what I mean?
So now the other part of his question was, he was saying, is it okay to hang with your friend from the opposite sex without your spouse being there with you? So if your friend, so if your spouse has a friend of the best friend of the opposite sex, I got to meet them. Okay. Now the other part still remains. We're not hanging. I ain't hanging out. They ain't happening. Right. But I do have to meet them. And, cause there's some people who have never even met.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Well, I don't get that.
Right.
I do have to meet them. And yeah, I mean, like, if that's your friend, I'm not gonna tell you stop being friends with somebody, but I do. If y'all going out to lunch,
unless the person is gay, there is no.
Well, that's a whole different. That's different.
This is just gonna be. It's just gonna always be a problem, and I can guarantee you, the moment you guys get in a fight, and they know you're going over to see your best friend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The first thing they're gonna think is that you're gonna be cheating.
Yeah. Even if it's not happening. But sometimes people run over that use that relationship to make people jealous too. You know what I mean? When they're having a problem and they go, I'm going over Tom's house to go talk to him about some stuff. Like, it's like you're just trying to throw it in his face that you have a best now you have to deal. Now you really have to deal with the best friend being a guy.
I mean, I told you once before that I was talking to a guy that once told me, that his this is before we got in the relationship, so nothing was big. We just had a hypothetical conversation because he had this situation. He said, my best friend is a girl. And I said, oh, okay. And he was just like, how do you feel about that? I said, I don't like that.
See, the fact that he even asked how you feel about that.
How do you feel about that? I don't like that. And he was just like, I have lots of female friends. See, then why? Why, as a man, do you have more female friends than you male?
Yeah. Why is that?
I can get the difference because men are interesting to a woman. So it's easy to be friendly, like when you're at work, to be friendly with men because, it's just a different energy altogether. But if you want to have a lasting relationship, do you think that I'm really going to be okay with that?
Yeah, like how are we doing this? So I don't understand how this is, no.
Even if she gets, like say she gets in a thing with her ex, with her boyfriend. I want you running over there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, no. Right. She's a color girlfriend. Right. Or her sister.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or her mom or something like that. Not you. No.
But I have male friends, like literally just friends. Not best friends, but I do have male friends that I've talked in intense conversations with that told me stuff about their lives. And, so I have male friends. But I can tell you right now that when I get into a relationship, I'm going to make it very clear because I don't, I want to make sure the respect level is there with whoever I'm with. But I make it very clear, especially to my male friends, that, you may have my number, but you can't be calling me up all that can't be a thing. Right. You really got to meet my man. Yeah. If we're really good friends, you got to meet him.
You will meet him. I'm never going to have a relationship with.
But people do though.
I would never do that. You know what I mean? I'm never going to have a relationship with a man that my husband hasn't met.
Yeah, hasn't met.
Boyfriend hasn't met. You know what I mean? I think it's completely disrespectful, and I think there's something weird when you don't want them to know.
Right.
To the question though, I think that you're just playing with fire and you're making something that doesn't even need to be there.
Yeah.
There.
Right. If you've done this, like if you're having a problem with that right now, and your woman is like if you're I'm assuming you're the guy who hangs out with women, or you have women friends, and I mean, I can't tell you what kind of friends to have, but I will tell you this, that you better be prepared that when, if you have a girlfriend right now and she's a little side-eyeing that a little bit, I mean, but that's natural. I feel like it's natural. I think people are not given the human natural part of, this is a natural feeling to have. Yeah. It's not necessarily jealousy. No. It's not insecurity, but it is something about, to me, I think it's 100% about appropriateness and respect. That's where I'm at. Right. Yeah. Because I don't feel like when I see I don't feel jealous of women. So, I don't have that feeling. I celebrate women. So I don't feel the feeling of that. But I will say that if I meet somebody and he all of a sudden is his best friend is a girlfriend, I'm like, we would have to have a whole conversation. Yeah. And it's not that I'd be cutting him off. It would just be,
even in relationships like polygamy, the women fight.
They do because
it's not natural. It's not natural. It's not natural. It is natural for men to be, sleep with lots of women, but it isn't natural for women to just be okay with sharing time. Yeah. This problem with the relationships is that those women fight. Yeah. Because they
time spent.
Because that man has to spend time with more than one woman. Yeah. He also spends time with the children he's made with them, his job, and then he's got to find time for himself. Right. So in that relationship where even women know that this man is spending time on a different level is hard. So to have a girl that is just like a best friend that one would say even knows you more than her. That's because they've known each other longer. You know what I mean? That is a lot for a woman that's new coming to your life to have to swallow.
But I don't think you should be all up underneath like you're a woman, all man all the time.
If I'm having dinner with a man that's not my husband, he's going to meet them.
Yeah, there's no way there was no way in the world that, and then someone.
I've never had a boyfriend where that would be okay with that ever.
Well, even like, just in like friendships in general, like when I'm in a relationship or when Kara's in a relationship, like we see a little less of each other. Yeah. And we don't, like, I don't, you know what I mean? We don't see as much of each other. So even that dynamic, it's like you, don't want to like lose all your friendships and stuff, but still there's a little bit of respect there. If she was still hanging out with me like she does all the time now, we hang out with each other all the time. We're always watching movies together. And that has something, when someone gets in a relationship, that has to change. You know what I mean? Something that has to change. So it's,
I'm sitting here Netflix and chill with my man and then she texts.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep it.
You're going to be like that, yeah.
I'm going to keep it real. I would be like this.
Laters. Ignore.
You better ignore that.
Yeah.
Quality time.
Right.
I mean.
So again, that's respect. Even with a regular friendship, a regular like girl, woman and woman or man and man friendship. But yeah, so I honestly think that when I get a little weird, and this is probably an unpopular opinion, but it's mine. So, but I think that it can be a little odd when women only get along with men. And when men only get along with women. Agree with that. I have a problem when I hear a woman say, oh, well, women are too, catty and it's too much drama going with that. I only hang out with men. Really? And when men do the same thing, like, dudes be,
I think you said it earlier. You said if you felt like that when men only want to hang around women, it's because there's no competition.
There's something to that to me.
They don't want to compete with other
not
men.
that I'm talking about the men who don't literally have like one male friend and a fleet of women friends. I'm like, you just don't want to be, something's going on to me. I think this is what I think. I could be wrong, but it just seems to me whenever I encounter men like that have only a bunch of women friends, they're not alpha males.
No,
they have it's like they don't want to be around other strong men because it's going to expose the weakness in them.
Right.
And they feel that. And the same thing goes for women. A lot of women who are like, don't want to be around other women, and only want to be, my guy friends. I have a bunch of guy friends. And I'm sure some women out there right now probably watching this like I have are guy friends. It's like, to me, there's something with that.
Right.
There's something underlying with that when you just can't get along with women. When women can, I just don't understand it. And I think there's a problem. I get along with women very well. Like, I don't have that issue. Like, I don't have the issue. I'm a women. I mean, like, I'm a woman. If you can't be around your own who you are, then I think that we got some problems. We got to talk about some stuff because what's going on. But I do have problems. I think that when men only have women friends, I do think that many times they're not alpha males and they don't like to compete with other men.
Now, we'll say this though. If you date a man and he tells you that he has a best friend that is a woman. Okay. And you're okay and you continue with the relationship.
And you're like, okay, yeah, no big deal. That kind of
sure. You know what I mean? Trying to be cool because you were sitting there trying to act like you're above it and all that just to feel jealous once you're in it. You know what I mean? Then that is your problem.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? As the person.
You opened it up.
Just like if I had a best friend that was a man and then my boyfriend or whatever was saying, oh, okay, I'm okay with that. And then as soon as we start looking like best friends, then you just don't like that. Then
because you know what best friends look like, right?
Yeah.
I mean, y'all
talk to each other, hang out.
You're on the phone, you're gabbing, you're all day, you're gabbing and talking. And
so the answer is really no to me, and I really don't care if anyone calls me insecure. I don't like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't like that. I don't think it's appropriate. I think you're asking for a big problem. Yeah. Coming up. I just think that. I wouldn't do it. If you find this woman to be your best friend, then you need to go and ask her to be your girlfriend. Yeah. Don't come over here to me. You know what I mean? Because I will have a problem with it. Yeah. And we won't even get to boyfriend status.
Honestly, if having a male friends, when they get into relationships and they still want to like talk to me on the phone, I usually go, no, you have a girlfriend now. Nope. I say, you have a girlfriend now. You may not want to do that because that's your girl. And you know what I mean? Like it can get awkward it can get kind of awkward. But you would be in some type of a dilemma in some way though if you really are like, this is for instance, we were 4 years old.
See, because they make movies like My Best Friend's Wedding.
Oh yeah.
When
you see, and it
makes people think like this is normal, and it's not.
But at the end of all these movies, although they're movies,
she liked him.
Yeah, at the end of all these movies, there's a reason why they end like that because history has shown.
And Harry met Sally. They got married.
Yeah. But that's the human part of you.
But that's what I'm saying.
Escape it.
If you find someone that's of the opposite sex and you're heterosexual and you think that is your best friend, then you need to marry them because that's rare.
Yeah. That means
you found around too often.
That would be what I would call the one.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like on My Best Friend's Wedding and when Harry met Sally, they ended up in relationships with the person. Well, on My Best Friend's Wedding, he married the other girl, but she was really in love with this guy.
And it ends up
and she didn't tell him the whole time. All these years they've been best friends. It took him to get engaged to someone else for her to feel like, oh my God, I'm about to lose him.
Yeah. So it's like, come on.
Don't play. You know what I mean?
And also don't play stupid either. Okay. That's another thing. Is that I feel like I'm not, I feel like you have to know there's a part of this.
We just said the other day.
It's not right.
We just said the other day that men can have sex with women they don't even like.
They don't even like.
So you don't think he's having some kind of feelings for this girl that he actually likes?
You don't think he would, if she let down her guard, he wouldn't attempt it? No. I'm not going to be a jerk and say, if you've been knowing someone since grade school, that you can never see them again, ever again. It's over. that person you've been on all your life has been through all your family functions, is like a sister to you or whatever. I'm not going to be like, you can't see that. That's crazy. That's evil. That's rude and that's stupid. That's insecure. Yeah. That's insecurity. But yeah, there's a respect level, y'all. I think that we have to have in relationships. There is a line that you got to put there. You know, we are human beings. Yeah. Okay. And things happen, you know, and why increase your odds with that? Like, I don't understand why you would do that. And again, I wouldn't even want to disrespect my husband or boyfriend with having a best friend as a male. Like, how I mean,
what if he was like, like you come meet my best friend and he looks like the Rock.
I knew you were gonna say that.
You know what I mean? Like, he looks like that.
I think your point of reference is always the Rock.
Because he's beautiful. He's a beautiful man. But imagine someone like this. Yeah. And I'm really good friends with this man.
And Morris Chestnut shows up.
Morris Chestnut.
Oh, hey, honey, I want you to meet my best friend. He's a guy. And your husband's, oh, yeah, okay. Let's
and you're like this. Oh. You know what I mean? In your mind, you would kind of think that. Like, why? They had to have done something at some point and it just didn't work out. You know what I mean? And the same with me. Like, if I saw and for women, it don't even have to be hot women. Yeah. It could just be a woman. It could be like, I don't know if I want you spending, you know, having a couple of beers with this person.
And I think people don't pay attention. That's what I keep saying. I don't think people pay attention to human side, human behavior. Like, if you look at just human behavior, there are some things. First of all, you should be able to control yourself in situations. But I'm just saying that there's a natural thing that will happen when people who are having hard times at home, a bad time at home, and they got this great person here that's their best friend, and it's coming to kind of save the day. Well, they are looking like the savior because they're helping you and comforting you and all that. That just leads up to something. It's called human behavior. Okay, you should be able to control that. I'm not saying that you're, you know, you can't control it, but if you're not paying attention to just that part, then you're in denial and naive. Yeah, you have to be naive. There's a part of you that's very naive, and I'm just not a naive person. I know what's up. I'm 42 years old. I've been through some situations, so I'm just saying, like, you gotta smarten up sometimes on some of these things. I think.
Yeah, I think it's just a silly sort of thing to even entertain. Right. You just, you know, if I'm not your best friend, I'm insulted by that. Not your best friend, she is. Right. Shocking to me. I didn't know that was happening. I thought I was.
Right.
Really?
I thought I was going to be. Okay. Well, I guess
we're friends. I don't get that, but.
You're stupid.
You know what I mean? Like, that would hurt my feelings, really.
I'm like, really?
You're my girlfriend. This is my best friend, though.
Yeah. Oh.
Really? Okay.
Well, nice to meet you, best friend.
I'll go find my best friend, too, because we're definitely not going to get together.
So I'll be number 2 then. That's fine. No, it's not fine. We're not doing that. If my husband came to me, I'm telling you, if my husband came to me with some boyfriend, it was like, oh, yeah, I want you to meet my best friend. It's a girl. How do you have a problem with that? Yes. Yep.
I see way too many people on Facebook break up with their husband and be half naked the next day on camera for any man to see. Just to get attention. So you don't think we have a fight and you just go over to some person and knows that you're insides and out, that I don't think that something's going to happen here. Right. At the most, it's going to be, you know, alluring eyes.
Yeah. And that's conservative.
Yeah. Let's just say that the most is going to be that.
Oh, my God.
At the least. I'm sorry. It's going to be that.
At least.
You know what I mean? So it would be no for me. It'd be no. And you know what? I'm not saying that I'm not a jealous person, but I do have a jealous side. And it can be triggered. You know what I mean? Yeah, if I start feeling like I have to defend my position.
Well, also I think I think the behavior. Yeah. Like, so if your boyfriend, husband is
or they just have some little weird inside joke. Like, you remember when we went to the cave? You're just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just it would be an awkward thing. You know what I mean? Like, because they've done things together.
Yeah, you weren't included in.
Remember at that bachelor party? Remember I was the only girl there, and remember that, or remember the day at the club? You know what I mean? And you would just be standing there, like what happened on my best friend's wedding. Right. Remember how she was treating her, and the Cameron Diaz was like, "I love Florence." Yeah, you know, I mean, she's trying to be a part of the conversation, but she wasn't there when they were having this, whatever they were having. You know what I mean? And so she felt out of place.
Well, I have a problem with any of those things. Look. I have a problem with this work wife and work husband. Yeah. You heard about this? Work wife and work husband? Like, what? No,
this is my husband.
I'm your wife.
Yeah.
I get the theory behind it. Yeah, I'm not completely, you know, insane, but I do get the theory behind being at work with, but you have a lunch buddy, I guess you can say. But I'm like, don't put the word wife in there.
But I'm saying, even on that movie with My Best Friend's Wedding, remember she said to her gay friend that she said, we always said that if we never got married at a certain, or we never got married at a certain time, we were going to marry each other. And then he found someone. So best friends, they want to get married. That would mean they have to consummate this marriage. So I'm saying, what are you talking about?
Yeah, so you can see her. You can see your. So my best friends,
see her. I can't see
my best friends as sexual.
You can see me.
You can see yourself.
So they saw each other as spouses.
As the possibility of having that.
Right.
You mean to tell me that you're going to be, come on.
Which, by the way, I think on some level probably is a backup plan. In case we don't work out, you got this person, or you meet someone else, but then if you get to some certain point where you're ready to really settle down, you got this person, you guys got each other.
Yeah, you're comfortable with them. They know everything about you. You can do whatever. Like, it's not a big deal. Yeah, that's easy. That's an easy slide in.
You know, when you get to a certain age, you start to look through things. You can see things through, you know.
Yeah, we're not playing that game.
Clear glasses. You know what I mean? Like, everything isn't rose colored. You start to see things like, okay, well, if that's your best friend, you should marry her. I'm gonna go find my best friend. No, but seriously, I don't play games like that in relationships.
It's too much. This is like
I give my husband the center of attention, not some other man.
Yeah.
And he also doesn't get equal footing.
No.
This is the man that I am giving my attention to. The other people are just people who are side. You know,
I would say let your best friend know that, you know, you got a new person.
Yep.
You got your relationship. You want to respect your relationship. Not 100% comfortable with us hanging out like we used to all the time. And
if you don't want to lose your best friend,
fall back a little bit.
Right. And if you don't want to lose your best friend over this, you say I might not be able to hang out with you because then maybe you should not be with the girl that you want to date. Because if you feel like you're losing something more, then that is who you should be with.
Yeah, you really have to fall back a little bit. Again, like I was saying, even when Kara gets into a relationship, she'll fall back a little bit for me. And I take no offense to that whatsoever, because she's in a new relationship. Same thing with me. So you do have to kind of fall back anyways for best friend.
And by no means am I saying you can't have a friend of the opposite sex.
No, that's crazy.
You know what I mean? There could be women you knew way before me. I don't care about that. But I'm talking about best friend. You're talking about best friend. No, that would be absolutely no.
That means you spend a hell of a lot of time on the phone and in person together all the time.
I wouldn't want to see her at the wedding. Like, oh, you came. So what are you, a groomsman?
Yeah.
How do you fall into this best friend thing?
And don't,
because you're not going to be a bridesmaid.
I was about to say that. We are running out of time right now, so we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you so much for your question. You always give us really great questions and topics or whatever. So for those of you who have questions, and I've looked at my email, we're going to kind of get them in order and then just kind of put them out there in that way. But yeah, thank you so much for asking the question. Keep them coming. We really appreciate it because it helps us with topics and things like that. And that's it.
Yeah, viewer questions are fun because not a question we thought of. It's like a question that someone else thought of, and it kind of makes us think harder.
Yes,
because we have to come up with our own,
we do?
You know, assessment quickly.
Right.
And so it's usually like what we really think.
Yeah. So we hope that our opinion makes some type of sense.
So what we really think about this is it's no.
But but it is it's our personal opinion. You guys, you can do, obviously, you can live your life. You're a grown adult. You can do whatever you want, but you're playing with fire.
It's definitely not fact, though. This is only opinion based. So please don't come in, you know.
Oh, you guys are not psychiatrists.
Or just don't come and start saying like, I got married and this happened with me. Well, great. That you are an exception.
Yeah.
The most people, this would be bad.
Yeah.
So, you know, you're not there's the exception in the rule. Most people are the rule.
Yes.
Not the exception.
Right.
Okay. So you have to measure that out. How much do you love this woman?
Right.
How much do you like this woman? How much you want to be with this woman?
Yeah.
Because it may mean saying bye-bye to best friend for a little
your
while.
New best friend,
or it has to be a different type of relationship with her.
Yeah. Your new best friend is your woman.
Yeah.
Everybody have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram. And and I'll put up a couple more videos so you can
like and share.
Yeah,
I guess to get the circulation, like and share the video.
All right. You guys have a good day. Thanks for watching. Bye.